Hi, we're here today with Mike Rasmussen from GRC 2020. Mike, thank you for joining today.
It's a pleasure to be here today.
Mike, I wanted to see if you could let the audience know about ERP Maestro, what your thoughts were when you were interviewing our customers, and why you graced us with the Innovation Award from GRC 2020.
Certainly. I've been covering GRC technology for the past 14 years now as an analyst, and I've seen it grow and evolve to cover a lot of different areas of GRC, and there's been a lot of challenges in that time frame. A lot of the focus in the last decade has been a lot on the documentation of GRC controls and risks and things, and then we've seen a growing interest in automation, such as in access controls and process controls in SAP and ERP environments. To date, that area of automation, where we're looking at the automated controls, some people call this continuous control monitoring, to date that has been really only available to large enterprises, and that's because of the cost and complexity of these projects. It's been significant that there's several $100,000 to millions of dollars needed to invest in not just the software, but the maintenance of that software, the hardware to run it, and the consulting time and implementation services. What really intrigued my interest about ERP Maestro as an analyst in the market to cover you guys, as well as for the GRC 2020 Innovation Awards for 2014, was your ability to take innovation, cloud-type technologies, and bring that to the more mid-market as well as large enterprises. As you can deliver both, but be able to deliver automated controls in the sense of SAP access controls and security analytics within ERP environments, and bring that to that mid-market at a point that's very cost-effective, it's efficient in resources, while still being effective in monitoring access controls. In fact, one of the customers I interviewed told me that they had 5 test instances that you guys had, and you actually detected 6 because there was another one that they weren't aware of. It was quite interesting. So not only are you effective, you're also efficient and agile for organizations, and that makes it really intriguing.
Yeah, and you mentioned in your report something about a stepping stone to GRC 10. Why did you envisage ERP Maestro as being that stepping stone for a large GRC 10 implementation?
Well, SAP GRC 10 does a lot of things because you have access controls and process controls, and now they've got audit management put in there. There's a lot of pieces to that. A lot of organizations struggle because there's a lot to swallow there. And so how can we get started on this GRC journey where we have SAP in our environment, but GRC 10 is such a far leap because there's just so much to do and it's overwhelming. ERP Maestro seemed like this intriguing piece of the puzzle to say, we can help get you started and along that journey and help you build a business case and justification to going further with GRC 10 from SAP. In that same context, there's always the ability to run things alongside each other too. There's one of the conversations I've heard here at the conference as well.
Did you manage to spend some time speaking to consulting organizations? And what was the input you got from them in your discussions?
I spoke to one of the big 4 firms that have worked with you and interacted with you, and their whole experience was the ability to focus more where their value is. Instead of having all these resources being consumed in a large software project to try to manage and monitor access controls, to be able to switch that and flip it around where they can do where their value is greater on the remediation side, and sort of shift resources to be able to take things from the access control detection piece of it, to be able to take more of the consulting resources into the remediation and addressing the issues that are found.
So Mike, in regards to the Innovation Award that you provided ERP Maestro, what were your thoughts? Why did you choose ERP Maestro in providing the Innovation Award for 2014?
The reason why I chose ERP Maestro as one of the award recipients for 2014's GRC 2020's Innovation Awards was because of that focus of taking things that were innovative. There were 62 different nominations, and I selected 15. And about half those nominations were easy to throw out because it was like, we've got a better mousetrap. We just do things better. Or several of them were just, we do the same thing everybody else does. That's not innovation. Innovation is when you're thinking outside the box, when you're doing things differently, than others. And ERP Maestro is one of those easy ones. In fact, you didn't even have the nomination in earlier on in the process. It was through a conversation and interaction we had. And I said, you guys need to submit a nomination for this because this is just what I'm looking for. Because it is something fresh, new, and out of the box in which we're taking continuous control monitoring in this area of access controls and merging it with the cloud and being able to deliver automated access controls in a way that we haven't seen in the past. And it's fresh, new, innovative, and that's what really caught my attention.
Did you get any feedback on those reports in your interviews with my customers?
Oh, definitely. They found those to be not only effective by finding the issues that are out there for access controls and the what's being used in the SAP environment right now as far as roles and access, but the efficiency message and just being able to deliver those reports, what took months in manual time, well maybe up to a month in manual time and labor, to build these reports is just now a matter of hours, and so that was quite impressive.
Where do you feel the best fit for this ERP Maestro Access Analyzer solution is in an organization? What type of organization would look to implement this solution?
Well, I think that's pretty straightforward. Is those organizations that have wanted to do access controls and have found it out of reach for them economically, and they're getting pressure from regulations and their auditors to do this, those are the ideal ones. And there are also other ones that have been currently doing this, and they're finding that their current solutions are too expensive to maintain, but also higher amount of false positives. That came up in one of your client interviews that I did. Was the fact that they had a previous solution, but they were struggling with the number of false positives in the solution, and as a result, they migrated to you because you were more accurate in your findings.
Because of the rulebook, yes. So, thank you very much for your time.
That's my pleasure.
I do appreciate it. We're at the GRC conference, and you took the time out to come and chat to us. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.